Well, greetings, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Pop In with Dr. Stretch. I have two very special guests with you today. As you know, I'm celebrating Women's History Month by spotlighting women of influence. For those of you who don't know, I am Dr. Benita Anderson, founder of Stretch Educational Training and Support, and you are actually looking at the person who is responsible for the creation of this brand. So I'll let you hear a little bit more about that in a minute. But anyway, as I said, my purpose at this point is to celebrate women of influence who are still here to enjoy it, to get their flowers, as we say. My sisters of today are educators, they're entrepreneurs, they're leaders in their family, they're motivators, they're inspirers. They are a lot. So I'm going to start out with I've titled it Entrepreneurship, It's in Our DNA. And my first guest, Mrs. Chelsea Whittington, will get us started off with kind of some background on their family of entrepreneurship, the generational thing as far as they're concerned. Thank you for joining me, Chelsea.
Thank you so much. And you said that right about my sister and me, about wearing a variety of hats. And she is teaching, but she's going to pop in as soon as she gets her session rolling. But we do come from a long line of entrepreneurs, from our grandfathers owning a store in Mississippi, selling their wares from farming and all that type of stuff. And then there were my parents. My father owned several gas stations in Gary. The last one, prior to its close in 2001, had a car wash, U-Haul rental car repair, bank, and
Wow.
Limpy sub and salad and convenience store inside of it. And so it gave an opportunity for me and my siblings to all, of course, have after school jobs growing up, and then actual full employment as we were in our adult lives. I worked there part-time in the capacity of training employees. And at that time, there was no social media. So it was more grassroots marketing and just keeping a good word out there about our family business. I also pumped gas when I was growing up. You name it, we did it in the name of business. And it's funny because I avoided that entrepreneurship bug most of my adult life. After being in a family with entrepreneurs, I said, well, my route is corporate. I don't want to have to do any payroll. I don't want to have to supervise anybody. And lo and behold, in 2019, that whole scenario changed as I decided to step out on faith and open my public relations firm full time. 3 years tomorrow will be actually my 3-year anniversary. And so I don't know how far you want me to go into that just yet, but my sister and I have been working in the family business, like I said, since we were preteens. And she got the entrepreneurial bug as she went ahead and opened daycares in the mid 1990s. And she stayed in business for 16 years before selling it, Concrete Beginnings. And it's a happy marriage between her profession and her entrepreneurship, in that she is a licensed teacher. And so she took her skills as a licensed teacher to help young children get ready for kindergarten. She serviced up to age 12 students, but she was definitely known for getting those preschoolers ready for Banneker and all of those special gifted programs. When they came out of Concrete Beginnings, they were ready for school. She's now a teacher for the Gary Community School Corporation, so she has re-embraced her passion. And she also is an instructor at the YWCA of Northwest Indiana, which is where we are right now. It's a double connection in that the YWCA is my client, one of my clients. So I was here covering my client and she's here working, and we felt this is the perfect location to come and talk about the things that we do in our various businesses.
So one of the things that, in addition to being entrepreneurs, I just want to point out to my viewers that these sisters are, I follow them closely. I met Ollette, actually, the one who's on her way. I met her. Hey, there you are. Hi. Thank you for taking time out. But I wanted to just point out to my viewers, Aletta and I were actually teachers together. I met her there. And as everyone knows, I'm still in education. I've decided for life, pretty much. So here's the other sister. And I want to, Chelsea kind of introduced us to she did the talked about the generational part before you guys. Now I want to ask you guys to take us forward as far as I think we got to Chelsea took us through your concrete beginnings. So let's pick up with now. What's going on now?
Well, currently, I'm a sixth grade teacher at Gary Middle School in the Gary Community School District. I teach ELA and social studies. Also, I'm a budding author, quote unquote. I've written a Good Character Matters book that is great for social emotional learning for grades kindergarten through fifth. And I've also written a book entitled Never Too Young, My Grenada, Mississippi Story. It chronicles my husband's life during the civil rights movement at the age of 11. And within that book, it's like an exercise book. It has lessons after each chapter. Since he was fighting for equality, I put lessons behind it.
And I want to point out that I probably have purchased about 8 to 10 copies of that book and given them to other teachers. I remember passing one on to a teacher, and her colleagues came back and said, wait, where's mine? After they had a chance to go through. The activities in the back are excellent. The story is excellent. So I want to commend you for being an author, and the work you've done, the work you do, how you relate the story to the activities, and how the activities cover different content areas. That was the part that was really, really impressive. I want to point out also to my viewers, in addition to these ladies being family, oh man, family oriented. I mean, they have a bond you can't break when it comes to their family. I follow them on social media, of course, and one of the things I noticed, they are also good friends. I always pay attention to the fact that they're always posting what's going on with them and their friends, and my hat goes off to them. My hat goes off to them for finding time to get me in today, because they are busy people. So before one thing that I would like for you to touch on, though, is Chelsea briefly mentioned her, C-WHITT. We could talk about either of the businesses all day, but can you give us just a little background on C-WHITT, just a little?
Sure. Well, C-WHITT is the shortened version of my name, Chelsea Whittington, and it is a boutique public relations firm where we service small businesses, organizations, nonprofits, governmental entities, personalities, and brands in the areas of social media, email marketing, grassroots marketing, media relations, and just any kind of way that will help them in getting their names out there, whether it be online or in the newspaper, on the radio, etc. I've been in this field for 30 years, and so I've translated it into my own, being able to work with a variety of clients versus working with one or two in a corporate sector. I have two offices. I have a home office in Gary, and I have a brick and mortar office in downtown Hammond inside of the Hammond Development Corporation. I've been there just under 2 years, and I service clients in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland, and then I have a few across the nation for smaller projects, but the majority of my clients are in Northwest Indiana and Chicago. I am also a professor at Indiana University Northwest, and I've been there 21 years. And I have taught and continue to teach social media, introduction to computers, internet protocol, and email, how to do email. And I serve as a guest lecturer for a variety of entities and instruct courses at the YWCA of Northwest Indiana, and coming soon, courses for senior citizens also at the Urban League of Northwest Indiana. There is one branch of C-WHITT PR called C-WHITT University, where we offer courses to our clients who want to learn how to do what we do on behalf of their brands. So if you're interested interested in learning how to write a press release or how to go live, how to set up a Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok page, we customize courses for our clients and those in the community who are interested. We can either come on site and conduct trainings, or they can come to our office in Hammond and take the courses.
And I want to just back up just for a second and let my viewers know how I came to even meet these people. As I told you, Ollette and I were teachers together. I was starting Stretch, or I was putting myself together as a, not a retiree, but a refiree. I've refired myself after retiring from, when I say refired, not refired my passion for education through my own brand or through my own passion, things I wanted to do. And Ollette, at the time, we were working together teaching, and I told her, and they would hear me talk about it, and she said, "You need to meet Chelsea." And from that from that point on, I started to learn so much. I mean, you know, she got me started. Actually, she's responsible for the name Stretch, by the way. And and I learned so much. So when I sit here and listen to her, I mean, I kind of get emotional at the inspiration that comes from both of them. They both, to me, are inspirations to me, to the next generation, which I need you to touch on right quick. Entrepreneurs of the next generation, and anyone who's just thinking about, I mean, it's a scary thought sometimes. Hey, I want to own my own business. And then, you know, there's a lot that goes into that. And I think you're both inspirational, and not only in the courses that Chelsea was talking about. Because I know that your time is valuable, can you take us to this next generation thing you all have going on in terms of entrepreneurship?
Sure, I'll start. I'm always looking for ways to pour into others. I consider my life on social media one of the ways that I not only encourage myself, but seek to encourage others who may be teetering or on the verge of wanting to become an entrepreneur, but kind of nervous about what steps it's going to take to get there. I too was nervous for the simple fact that the business that I am in can be up or down. You can have a contract, contracts expire, some contracts don't get renewed, some relationships don't work out, some people want to take advantage of you, don't want to pay, but want all the services, all these different things. However, if you have a quality product or service, I would just encourage the generation of next entrepreneurs not to keep that to him or herself. And also, you have so many free ways of promoting yourselves these days. Keep in mind, back in the day, we didn't have social media. We didn't have the internet. So everything was, I need to take an ad out, or I need to go stand out on the corner and pass out flyers, which people still do. And I still recommend that as well. But the opportunities to get your name out there, if you're really passionate about it, are endless. I would also say learn everything there is to know about your business. Don't just focus on your the side that you like. So say you make t-shirts and you love designing the t-shirts, but you don't want to balance the checkbook. So you need to do it, or you need to get somebody on your team who's going to do that for you, and be prepared for the scale up. Be prepared to grow and have people in place or in mind that you want to add to your team. That's the process that I'm going through now. I have a phenomenal team, and it is my desire at some point to be able to hire them full time and steal them away from their full-time jobs, because we're growing, and you want people you trust who will do the job like you would and have the passion you have to ensure the success of your brand and holding it close to their hearts like you do. And so that's more than a notion, but I would always encourage those who have a dream. It remains a dream. If you don't go after it, you stay asleep.
And I understand you have next generational entrepreneurship within your family. Is that correct? You have some, you have
Yeah.
can
Our
you-
niece is a fabulous stylist. When you pass Chelsea, where's your billboard, Chelsea?
On 5th and by Ambridge and 5th and Chase Street.
It is just a fabulous photo of Chelsea, our niece. She's a hairstylist, makeup artist, and she just bring you.
There it is.
She'll bring you to life.
Yes.
There it is. And yes, she has completed
She's a licensed esthetician for skin, and she just moved into her new studio in Illinois in Tinley Park. And so she
Wow.
definitely is one of several entrepreneurs in our family. And then Olette's daughter also has some entrepreneurial aspirations. Emily.
Oh, yeah. Emily, she's into insurance big time. And we've just been a family of entrepreneurs. If Chelsea had mentioned my father and his business over 37 years, that's where I got the bug. When I was in high school, I would sell candy and chips out of my book bag to mom dresses, to pay for clothing for dress up week,
Mm-hmm.
you name it. And so it was just something I love to do. Yes. So yes.
Yeah, and we were opposite in that. I didn't want to do it. I wanted to clock in at 9, leave at 5, and leave all the worries to whomever the owners and presidents were. And I was like that for a long time, but I kept finding myself still being the last person in the parking lot. I always knew all the custodians and the IT people, because whatever job I was holding it down in a way that I owned it, you know, and I wanted to
Yes.
job. And if it took me after 5, which it always did, then I was willing to stay and do it. But my husband did emphasize, he said, you've been doing this for so many brands all of these years. Don't you think you can do this on your own and be successful? He said, you have a name now. They know that's what you do. Why not step out on your own and you can help more people versus just one brand, one company. And boy, was he right. He was
Yeah. Even when I was running my business, I had 3 home daycares on the west side of Gary. She was still like a consultant. She didn't go to her with our businesses, and we would ask her questions. And so it was in the making, and we didn't know. We would say, well, what should we tell this client? If this person is doing that, she would always give the most seasoned professional way to deal with something.
And I designed your logo. I forgot
Yes,
about that.
you did. Yes.
We're
Yes. So the family, I mean, the family connection and the business connection. I want you both to know I thoroughly appreciate both of you. You're an inspiration to me. I mean, I get ideas clearly from just watching you, and I appreciate you taking this time for me. Any last thoughts? I know we're under a strict time schedule here.
Okay, if you like to purchase either of my books, you can go to Amazon.com and you could type in my name now, Ollette Washington, and both of the books, all 3 of the books up here, because I have the teacher edition to Never Too Young as well. I work in the evenings at the YWCA with youth between 5 to 13 years of age, where we give them great meals and homework and tutoring assistance. So I'm here as well Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 6. So if you know of anyone that needs that service, come down here and visit us. And I want to continue to put positive energy. I work with C-WHITT. I took a lot of journalism classes in college and a couple of photography classes. So that's my primary position with C-WHITT. And so I enjoy keeping busy at this phase in my life. And I think the entrepreneurship spirit won't end until I leave this earth.
Or we become millionaires and drop off the face of the earth.
Okay.
How about that?
Well, the millionaire part is in the making.
Right.
I mean, we already know that. But
we have to claim it.
That's right. So yeah, I appreciate you all, and I want to say to anyone who's watching this or watches the recording, if you are interested in reaching either of them, and for whatever reason, I don't know what it would be, you can't find them, I can find them. So for them or any of my past guests that you want to reach, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And that is, you can find me, here's my email, stretchyourschool@gmail.com, maybe. Yeah, stretchyourschool@gmail.com. And you can also find out more about what I really do at www.stretchyourschool.com. So go there, click on about my services, or click on about me, or click on testimonials, and then you'll learn who Stretch really is. This has been a project for the month of March that was a passion project for me, because I realized I had so many women in my life who have influenced me, and they're still here to get their flowers. And I just took that on to say, we do celebrate our historical, figures, and we still celebrate them because they laid the foundation for us. But
Yes.
at the same time, I want the people who are here to know that they also are appreciated, and we're still following you. Keep soaring, and we're soaring with you. And
Thank you.
We appreciate you, Doctor.
And
all
so proud
right,
of you on finishing the race to be the
yes,
PhD that you are. I kept calling you that ahead of time because I
yes,
happened, Dr. Anderson. There you
you
go.
you were one of the inspirations for me. And before we leave, here are my connections. I love to connect with people, whether we are doing business or not. If you pop on and say hi, you will get a response. So please connect with me. And yes, we can thank C-WHITT for this, because she's been stressing for the whole time that I do this. So yes, I am connected. All right.
Yes, you are. Good job.
Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.